aside from the sexual scenarios that have arisen, there's often been the kind of verbal bullying, and that's also come to the front again as well. The way people, it's amazing because so much of it is so unnecessary. The power games.
One of my first jobs in Los Angeles was I was a PA working on a Janet Jackson video for All For You, and the costumer on that video said to me, if Janet walks by, never look her in the eye and never, ever strike up conversation with her. And I'm like, okay. And then I ended up working for this guy who was living in New York, and I was in LA, and he would come out and he'd do photo shoots and video shoots and this and that. And he'd always be styling Janet Jackson. And one time he wanted me to go to her house and drop off these clothes. So I knock on the door and she answers, and I'm like,
Oh, no.
like, oh, hi, Craig. I'm like, hello, Miss Jackson. And she's like, coming in. And I'm like going into the house like Quasimodo. Like, she's like, just put those over there. And I'm like, okay. So I put them over there, and I'm like, okay. She went, do you want anything to drink? And I'm like, no, thank you, Miss Jackson. It's Janet. And I'm like, no, thank you, Janet. It's fine. And like literally like going out of the door as fast as I could, sweating profusely because I was scared of losing my job.
Do you think that was genuine? She would have reacted to you like that?
No, I don't. And my point is that I think it's people around the star or the celebrity that make this become a thing. And I do think that the reason why this particular guy stylist was that way was because he didn't want anyone to get too close to her, because he felt like his job was perhaps in jeopardy in some way. And if she liked someone better over him, then he might be on the out the door, and somebody else new comes in. I mean, I never wanted to be a stylist, but for one, I'm colorblind, so how could I be? I totally feel that a lot of it is there's the king, and then there's the king makers, right? The people around the king that make that person look like a king.
I think then
we talk about that in acting as well, don't we?
Yeah, but I think you have to value yourself, and you actually have to learn how to be, it's very difficult, I suppose, and it comes with age and experience, as you said, with the different things and being worldly. But you come to a point where you don't really give a fuck, you reach that point where you say, this is me, and I'm going to act like I act. So take it or leave it. Hello, I'm me. And if someone reacts unreasonably to you, then they're being unreasonable.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just simple as that. It's just a human reaction. I'm not going to go and kowtow to someone for the sake of anything, because do you feel it's those parts that you audition for, when you don't really care, you're not really bothered, you're not wound up, you go in, you're like, yeah, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to lay myself on the line here, and I'm quite happy. And you go in and you're yourself, and more often than not, you get those parts.
Yeah, because I think that a lot of the time when you're going in for a role, the reason why some of the casting directors, the good casting directors, are looking to see who you are as a person as well, and what you'll be like on set, and whether you're gonna, fit well with everybody else that's working on this show. So they don't want you to be nervous, they don't want you to be an asshole, they don't want you to be totally in character, and they want to get to know who the person is as well. And I think that's somewhat important. Of kind of, laying down your arms and bearing your heart and soul and just being you, as you said. Hello, it's me. Maybe that's what your podcast should be called.